All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Richmond Raceway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to the short track at Richmond. It's 125 laps tonight. It's race number 3. This is a great D-shaped 3/4 miler, and it is a lot of fun, man. Keep on the game here. This is going to be a fun one. It's Richmond, it's short track racing, and it's Turn Left TV. Well, it's Richmond Raceway tonight in the Buschwackers Series. A little live Friday night racing for you here in the High Octane Racing League. Let's get this party started, boys and girls. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on Turn Left TV. We got a good one here for you tonight, man. So we are at Richmond Raceway tonight. It's race number 3 of 10 of the season, 125 laps here tonight. Richmond Raceway. I'm your broadcaster commentator, Heath Johnson. Thanks so much for coming in here, joining us on Turn Left TV. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server for your league, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's who hosts our servers here at High Octane Racing League. Also, our website. If you want a website hosted through WordPress, also online store hosting, you can give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. No matter where you are in the world, we can find you a server that would fit your needs for your rFactor 2 league. But again, hey, thanks for coming in here. Peace to everybody out there, man. We're at Richmond. This is a fun track, man. The racing here is usually really, really good. It's a tough track, man, as this track starts to rubber in and also the tires start to wear out. You're going to get guys that are really, really trying to hold on to this car, and that makes for some great racing. So I'm excited. Peace to everybody out there. Hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Share my videos with all your friends. Any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to share mine. And I really appreciate all those folks who subscribe, who come in a week in, week out, and watch the races here. If you'd like to make a donation, Turn Left TV is right up there. There's a link to PayPal to make a donation if you'd like to do that. And also, there's some links down in the description of this race. I encourage you to click on there if you want to go over to the Fanatec website and see what they have to offer. Definitely give those guys a look, and please use my link. I appreciate that. But hey, thanks for coming in. We've got a good race here for you tonight in the Buschwackers Series. Take a look at Jesus Barbecue Iglesias as he makes some laps here in the 22 car, Orange Crush sponsor machine. Oh, there he goes, coming around for us. Get down there and touch that apron. You want to stay away from that apron. Here's Craig Barazon in the 60 car, Magpul Dynamics sponsor machine for qualifications, getting a few laps in. track overlay here tonight. We'll take a look at Richmond. 3/4 mile in length, 1.21 kilometers, 4 turns, big D-shaped short track. 14 degrees of banking in the turns, 8 degrees of banking on that front stretch, and 2 degrees of banking on that back stretch. And this is a very, very fun track, man. Seen a lot of great races here. Been involved in a lot of great races here as well, so I'm excited about this one. I've been looking forward to Richmond, seeing this on the schedule, and been excited about this one. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, we're at Richmond tonight. Next week we'll be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 100-lap race. And then following that on September the 16th, we're going to start this an hour early on September 16th. That's the Steve Freeze Memorial 250, and we're going to do it from Charlotte Motor Speedway, 167 laps. And this is going to be a fantastic one. Lucas Oil Raceway coming up on September the 23rd. Phoenix on that back half as well. California, Bristol, and Talladega. So we are in the qualification session right now. Look at this, brand new paint scheme for the 77 car, and he's making his qualification attempt. Paul Brown, brand new car there painted for him by Franco Alvarez. That guy's doing some gangster work for us. A couple new paint schemes in the car set, thanks to Franco Alvarez. What talent there, man, huh? 20.428 there for Paul Brown. Dana Grover, the top time, 20.333 in that 89 car. How about that, man? Top of the grid there for Dana Grover. Sean Jacobs out here in the 24 car. It looks like he's qualified in the 8th position. '47 car, Dennis Yudichin, racing from in that Toyota, number 47, racing from the Ukraine. The 47 car with a 10th place qualification run so far. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car, his qualification attempt. '91 here with a 20.253 is the target time. Let's see what he's got. He's second on the grid here. How about this one? 20.507, still second on the grid for Bartelli Jr. Thiago Gomez in the 9X car, his qualification attempt. 21.727 there for Thiago Gomez. 16th on the grid. Let's see what lap number 2 is for the 9X car. $20.749 for Thiago, up to 15th on the grid. Ricky Emerson, the new top time with a 20.253. Lightning fast there for Ricky Emerson in the 5 car. Hey, tomorrow we have the King of the Ovals back in action at Texas Motor Speedway. Last week's stock car race from Texas was fantastic. Now we shift to the Indy cars for race number 4 of the season. 7 tracks, 14 races, alternating between stock cars and Indy cars. And the Indy cars will be back in action at Texas tomorrow. Starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is quals. Broadcast will start about 8:50 or so, and that'll be broadcast live right here on TurnLeftTV. The GT3 Series, High Octane Racing League's GT3 Series, will be at Hockenheim GP Sunday, 4 September. Race will start at 2:30 p.m. and what a great series this is in the GT3 cars. And Hockenheim is a fun track, man. I was out there doing some laps last night, getting used to this track, and man, it is a fun one. It really is. So that's going to be a fun one on Sunday. So it looks like qualifications are over, and they have the drivers' meeting now. Take a look at the results once the qualification session has ended. And right now we are in the drivers' meeting. Again, thanks so much for joining us here on Turn Left TV. Let's get this party started. All right, hey, thanks so much for coming back here and joining us on TurnLeftTV. Qualification session's almost finished here. Little chat session going on there. Givaldo in here greeting us all. Claudio Bardelli Jr. greeting us. How about Givaldo, huh? Out here, congratulations to HORL and yet another challenge here facing us. So thanks so much, Givaldo, for coming in. He is always greeting us. First one here. Our loyal members here at HORL. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in here as well. Let's take a look at the qualification results. So, Ricky Emerson qualifies in P1. Claudio Bardelli Jr. qualifies in the second position. Dana Grover qualifies in third. Craig Bearzon fourth. Qualifying in the fifth position is Preston Hassel. Tony Furtado in the 9 car qualifies sixth. Jim Willis qualifies seventh. Franco Alvarez eighth. Sean Jacobs qualifies in the 9th position. Archie Vieta qualifies in 10th. Qualifying in 11th is William Tiago. Dennis Udichin qualifies 12th. Ed Palumbo 13th. Jair Oliveira qualifies in the 14th position. Tiago Gomez 15th. Givaldo Spindola qualifies in the 16th position. Dan Chesmore in the 17th position. You have a couple more drivers there, Paul Brown and Jesus Iglesias. Paul Brown actually got kicked from the server in quals, so it looks like he's going to have to start at the back of the field here. And we also have Gordon Carter joining us as well, so we do have 20 drivers joining us. Saturday night, don't forget, we'll be at Texas Motor Speedway with the IndyCars in the King of the Ovals series. Last week, the stock cars, fantastic, man. We had a caution-free race at Texas, and it was a fun one to broadcast. That's on YouTube here on TurnLeftTV. So we're going to kick it off the IndyCar section of this segment of this series at Texas tomorrow. And 7 tracks, 14 races, alternating weeks and mods. So last week, stock cars at Texas. This week, IndyCars. Next week, we'll have California in the stock cars. And following that will be California in the IndyCars. Take a look at the season schedule here in the King of the Ovals. In Texas Motor Speedway coming up tomorrow night in the IndyCars. All the reds are IndyCars. All the grays are stock cars. So this is going to be a lot of fun. High Octane Racing League GT3 Series, as I mentioned before, will be at Hockenheim on Sunday, September the 4th. Come on out and join us. A great series. And we'll take a look at the schedule in the GT3 Series. Hockenheim's a fun track, man. You see Malaysia coming up after that, Portugal on September the 18th, Alton Park on September 25th, Dubai GP night on October the 2nd, VIR, Virginia International Raceway, October the 9th, and Zandvoort on October the 16th. So a full warm-up underway. Take a look at Craig Marizon as he makes his some warm-up laps here. Out of the back of his machine, we'll do some views like this tonight. Take a look at Franco Alvarez who's behind him. Franco's got to be one of those guys in the conversation. You know, Craig Marizon, I think a win is just around the corner for him. Always in the hunt. You know what kind of skills Craig Marizon has. He'll be in that Magpul Dynamic sponsor machine. How about Ricky Emerson here in the 5-car? Ricky Emerson's actually developed some sort of fantasy season based on the HORL Buschwackers series. So those of you guys who are members of our Discord server may want to get involved in that fantasy season. Get a little bit more information out of him. Sort of hit me with that last week and haven't had real time to absorb it. So the 5-car coming down pit lane. How about Archie Vieta in the 4-car? You always got to make sure this guy's in the conversation to win the race here, and especially at these tracks, you know, that are tough to drive. This guy's one of the best in the business. Sean Jacobs out here. You know, he likes these He likes the super speedways, but he's really bumped up that short track game, and Western Auto sponsored number 24 Chevy Camaro, one of our Pennsylvania drivers. And he continues to improve that short game. Well, definitely a guy to look at here tonight in the 24 car. Ed Palumbo, I'll tell you what, this guy's got a lot of wins under his belt. That Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. This guy knows where to put that car and when to put it there. One of the best in the business at weaving through traffic and getting this car back up to the front. One of our drivers from New York. Been a little bit, he's sort of been, kind of a part-time racer here as of late, so trying to shake off a little rust, I think. Preston Hassel in the 27 car, one of our old guard HORL guys going back, way back in the day. This guy, didn't take him long to pick this stuff back up. He's got a championship under his belt already. A guy that always in the conversation as well for winning a race. And I tell you, this guy he's been out of racing for a long time, got back into here a couple years ago when we broke away on our own, and didn't take him long to get back in the winner's circle. Keep your eye on that AMG Rising sponsored Ford Mustang tonight. Matt Gordon Carter here in the 3X, one of our newer drivers. Contacted me through the contact form, I think, through the website. And he might have gotten me through TurnLeftTV, but nonetheless got a hold of me, and we got him hooked up here, and here he is out here in the 3X car tonight. So his first few races has shown a high racing IQ as well, so it might be not very long before we see him in victory lane. We'll start cracking that top 5 and getting some good finishes in. How about the 91 Claudio Bardelli Jr.? He's got some championships under his belt. This guy is just, he's Mr. Race Car Driver. This guy gets in anything and makes it competitive. So going to see him tonight, I think, in the top of the grid. Certainly top 5, I think, when we start thinking about the 91 car. We're always watching, I've watched his YouTube channel throughout the week, and I think he was doing some Automobilista, I think, either last night or the night before. I was kind of watching that. I think he was at Interlagos racing some Automobilista. So this guy just likes to race a lot of different series, stock cars, you name it. He's done GT3 cars, great GT3 car driver. He was doing some Automobilista in the Brazilian stock cars, I think. He does a lot of stuff, so keep your eye on him tonight. And on Thiago Gomez, Jesus Iglesias. Those guys next to each other on the grid there. Jesus Iglesias in the 22. He's a guy that really knows when to turn up the heat too, and he's got that 83 of Franco Alvarez behind him right now. Maybe looking to try to go around him on the outside. Jesus really knows when to turn up the heat in that Orange Crush sponsor machine. Franco Alvarez here showing us how to pit at this track. Got a pit going into 3. Be careful coming around the apron and get that car woed up before you get to the entrance of the pit road, because the barrels are there and they'll take out your car. Almost happened to Alvarez. Franco Alvarez almost got into the wall there, coming around the apron. Franco really pushing that to the limit, so that brings up he brings up a good something to let these drivers know, to be honest with you, is be careful when you're coming off the track, coming around on that apron to pit. If you get too much speed, you get into those barrels, hit the pit entrance, and that's going to ruin your night. A couple minutes left here in the warm-up session before we get the command to start the engines here at Richmond. We'll take a look at the track here at Richmond. 3/4 of a mile length, T-shaped, short track. 14 degrees of banking in the turns, 8 degrees of banking on the front stretch, and the back stretch at 2 degrees of banking. And this thing's going to get loose here as these tires start to wear out. This thing's going to get loose, so you're going to have to hang on to this thing. There's a lot of room to race here at Richmond. We've had some great racing. That's Richmond Raceway tonight. Preston Hassel in the chat session wishing us a good luck tonight as well, and good luck to him. Givaldo in his 68 car just keeps plugging away. His racecraft has improved a lot. This would be a huge win, a very popular win. I mean, he's one of the most popular drivers out here. Everybody really loves Givaldo. He's such a nice guy, and one of our he's certainly my candidate for the Mental Attitude Award winner. One of the nicest guys out here. He's always very considerate of other drivers, very respectful driver, and he sets the example for others to follow when it comes to stuff like that. He is a very nice person, so always excited to see Givaldo come out here and race with us. Well, here we go. Think we're ready to rock and roll tonight, aren't we? Well, the warm-up has finished, and the party is starting. So here we are, 125 laps tonight at Richmond.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, here we go. We'll do the starting order here. Got a little ahead of myself. Ricky Emerson will start on the pole. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in the second position. Dana Grover starts third. Craig Barazan starts in the fourth position. Starting in the fifth position will be Preston Hassel. Tony Furtado starts sixth. Paul Brown starts seventh. Jim Willis starts in the eighth position. Starting in ninth is Franco Alvarez in the 83. Sean Jacobs starts in 10th. Art Vieta starts in the 11th position. Williams Tiago starts in 12th. Dennis Udichin starts 13th. Ed Palumbo starts 14th. Jair Oliveira starts in the 15th position. Tiago Gomez starts in 16th. Starting in 17th will be Givaldo Spindola. Dan Chesmore in the 7X starts 18th. Jesus Iglesias starts 19th. And Gordon Carter in the 3X starts in P20. And tonight is Richmond Raceway, 3/4 of a mile in length, 125 laps. It's race number 3 of the season. And I didn't do the keys to the race here tonight, but I think it's stay out of trouble. I need an assistant. Legs are going to go by in a hurry here, and hopefully everybody exercises a little patience. Ricky Emerson will start in P1 to lead the field to take the green flag. Here we go. Get ready to go green here at Richmond. Car off.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Into turn 1. Making it easy here. Everybody playing nice right now. Ricky Emerson trying to clear that 91 car. 91 up on the high side. I think that high side is definitely in play here tonight. 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. inching ahead on the outside. Already off the pace here. It looks like the 68 off the pace. Givaldo Spindola off. Looks like he's come around. Early caution flag. Definitely not what we wanted to see. Like the 68 car catching back up here. See what happened here with the 68. A little bit too much heat right there. He got a little bit too much speed. Got in the binders to keep from running into the back of Dennis Udichin. And it looked like it came right there, just a little bit too much. And tried to hold on to the thing. Jesus Iglesias barely missed that 68 car. On board here with Jesus. Watch this. He's right there, man. I tell you what, that got a little dicey right there for Jesus. Did a great job of staying out. Back up here live as looks like five car leading the field, 91 car. So Givaldo coming down pit lane here to take some service, hitting that inside wall there for him, the 68 car. Thing also is you got to think about, early on in a run is, a situation where you really don't want to push this car. We see Jim Wilson, 53, coming back out. You really don't want to push this car. Number one, you got a green track, fairly green track here. We did have a, warm-up session and the practice session and so forth. But the other thing is that you've got cold tires. So you get a little heat, get those tires, a little grip going on, and then you can start to get after it a little bit. Plus, fuel gets spread out a little bit. There's a lot to be said about, working on that patience. I feel like whenever I race, in these oval races, that I'm very patient. I feel like that if I'm faster than somebody, I don't have to overdrive it to try to get around them. I'm going to end up getting around them. Regardless of how that works anyway.
flag, go, go, go.
All right, we're back to green. Got a car down on the inside. Jesus Iglesias gotten around, but the car down there on the inside. Looks like Jair Oliveira in 17 has to serve a penalty there for last week's race. Whoa, little contact right there. Tony Furtado and Dana Grover got into one another. So the 9 and the 89 got together. A little apology right there as those guys are setting the example. Being kind to one another. I'm starting to get bunched up. Franco Alvarez here starting to move up. That 83 car. Alvarez down to the inside. Like Paul Brown and Williams Tiago have gotten together. 77 and the 87. Here we go. Trying to be a little bit more strict on handing out some penalties, and these guys, some of them aren't getting the message, I don't think. Taking it easy. Look here. Oh, he got into the back of the 27 car, it looks like, and then got into that 77. Oh, and then 22. He wasn't able to avoid that one. It looked like Williams Tiago might have gotten into that 27. Take a look at that 87 car right there. He might have gotten into the maybe he was hoping to try to get below that 27, and he got into the back of the 27 and came across and hit the 77. On board here with Williams Tiago. He got into the back of the 27 car. Oh, and the 7X just absolutely annihilates him. So 87 and the 77. Like Williams Tiago has retired his machine. Got too much damage there. So just a little bit too much aggressiveness. I mean, these guys have just got to figure this out. I don't know what the hurry is for some of these guys to get up front. A lot of racing ahead of us. I'd like to get it, get this shaken out and get the, car strung out, kind of the field strung out a little bit with these green flag pit stops. Right, 5-car Ricky Emerson. He's leading a lot of laps here at pace speed. Craig Barazon in the 60 is in second. 83, Franco Alvarez third. Dana Grover is in the fourth position. Now it looks like that Emerson may be taking the inside line here this time, and he's going to give Craig Barazon in the 60 car that outside line. So here we go, the pace car's in. A few cautions under our belt. Now we'll do green flags. How about that? Wishful thinking. Here we go. Back to green.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Alvarez there looking like he wants to get around these guys. He's in at 83, working on the high side there. Craig Barazon is up high as well. Alvarez now diving down to the low line. Oh, man, a little bit of a hiccup right there. Coming off the turn for that 83 car. He's down to the inside. He in the 60 car now side by side. This is for the second position. Barazon holding on to that outside line.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Like Bargelli Jr. might have been involved in this one. These guys can't figure it out. Look here, it's 53 and the 91. And then Jesus gets down, gets into the 9. Check it up, gets into the 9 car, and the 91 caught into that as well. Right here, see the 53 and the 91 kind of close together right there, but then that 91, he ends up, I don't know, he got way into the 9. This guy's into the wall. Watch this, out of the back of Bargelli Jr., and you see that 90 or that 22. Had to whoa up and lost the back into that car. Hey, Saturday Night Thunder, the King of the Oval Series will be back in action tomorrow night with the Indy cars, race number 4 of the season. And we did stock cars last week and had a caution-free race at Texas. We'll be at Texas tomorrow in the Indy cars. Race number 4, 7 tracks, 14 races, alternating mods, stock cars and Indy cars to crown the King of the Ovals here in the High Octane Racing League. So excited for these Indy cars. Maybe they'll do caution-free like they did last week in the stock cars. Like Dennis Udichin shown a lap down here as he's lost a lap. Not sure what's going on with the 47 car. Well, 47 coming down pit lane. He got caught a lap down or something. He is now in 19th, 1 lap down. 5 car here. All right, here we go. For real this time. 24 laps in. You guys going to be a little patient now. Let's go. All right, Jesus down pit lane. Oh, back at it. Might have to go single file here. We've been doing that a lot lately. Ricky leading a lot of laps here under yellow. He's going to get the leading the most laps award pretty easily. Wallo's got that car back up front. How about that? He's running in the 7th position. He's got to be careful. As Craig Barazon up on the outside line. Waldo down to the inside. You see Ed Palumbo in the 54. He's running in the 9th position. He's trying to work his way up through the field. On board here with Givaldo, looking ahead. See Craig Barazon, Tiago Gomez. Barazon gets by. Gordon Carter here in the 3X car. I'll tell you what, Dan Chesmore, he's trying to get through here. This 7X car got a little wild there with JJ, got by. 7X here trying to make some moves. He's now racing beside the 3X of Gordon Carter. Side-by-side racing here. A couple of our new drivers here. I would say that Dan Chesmore, he's got a lot of laps under his belt. I know he races in Happy Hour Racing League with Brent Owen and that crew over there. Greg Kirchmeyer. I see him on there racing a lot, and he's got a lot of laps, and so he's got some high racing IQ bringing it in here at HORL. Hopefully we'll give him a better show than what he's seen since he's joined us. I think really is Tony Furtado in the Valvoline sponsored machine. Rico Alvarez now the new race leader here. So Alvarez had to fight for it, but he got around Ricky Emerson. Take a look at that pass. There's Franco Alvarez going down to the inside and getting by Ricky Emerson. What, anytime you get around that 5 car, that is doing something. Because this 83 now, Tire Pros sponsored Chevy Camaro, now our new race leader. Ricky Emerson wants to get back to the front. He's going to challenge him. Go back here to live. So Alvarez now opening up that gap. How about Preston Hassel here running in P3 in this 27 car AMD Rising sponsored machine. Good run here for him. How about Dana Grover here, the 24 and the 89 battling. The 89, Dana Grover down on the bottom side. You see that 24, Sean Jacobs up on the outside line. A good little battle here as we watch Dana Grover in the 89 car. He's running in P6 now as the outside line starting to move. Dana Grover here trying to hold on here and maybe find a place to tuck in. Now they're getting a little wild here as the 68 up on the high side. The 89 still battling back here on the bottom side. Maybe doesn't feel quite so comfortable up on that outside line. And now we got a yellow flag here. It looked like maybe some contact. '77 car. 27 car now going to retire his machine. So the 77 got in the back of that 91 car. Looked like the 77 might have made contact with the 91. We'll take a look here. 91. And then the 77 got into the back of the 91 and turned him. 7X got through there. How in the world did he make it through? Dan Chesmore got a ringside seat for this. Take a look at this. Contact ahead of him, and this thing just opened up for him right here, right at the right time. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact for Chesmore as he gets by. Jim Willis got through.
Green flag, go, go, go. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
All right, there we had to clear some penalties. Take a look here. Oh, man, the 68 car. Looks like Givaldo got a little bit hot into the turn there and got into the back of the 9 car. Alrighty. All right, 60 car. Craig Barazon's the leaders. These guys, we had to clear a bunch of penalties there. Somebody had gotten stuck in the wall, I think, and caused some penalties, so I apologize for the silence on this. So the 60 car, the 5. Franco Alvarez now back to the 3rd position. So also 27, Preston Hassel showed in 4th. So now these guys are going to start single file here and see if these guys can figure it out. This season has been sort of plagued a little bit by some aggressive driving. I will say also, you know, they've changed, Studio 397 has changed a few things in a way that these cars, it does affect the way these cars handle on the tracks now. So all cars, really. I mean, they've had to make some adjustments here with the way that Studio 397, Motorsport Games has changed a few things about real road, and that may be some adjustment period on that as well. So here we go. The pace cars back off. Give us some green flag laps in here, hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed. 60 car leading the field to take the green flag. A lot of what I see is really kind of driving a little bit too hard. Now getting up into the car that's on the high side. You can't really push it early on. And you got to remember that if you carry too much speed, that car is going to drift up here. So you see the 83 now behind the 60 cars. I hit the button too many times. Here we go. The 83 and the 5 car racing side by side. 83 backs off. He can't make that pass that time by. He's not going to be able to pull that off on that bottom line there without a little bit more oomph. We'll take a look at the 83. Franco Alvarez running in P3, Tire Pro sponsor machine. 5, Ricky Emerson is in 2nd. We're looking at P2, P3 there. The 91 car. Claudio Bardelli Jr., he's running in the 11th position. Dennis Uderchin in the 47 is running in the 12 spot. Tony Furtado, Thiago Gomez here battling it out. Furtado got by Gomez and now gets falls back. Iglesias got by him, so he's now back in the 16th position. Iglesias up to P15. 91 car down to the inside of the 17. Got to work that bottom line there, but you got to make sure that you can clear that car up on the outside line. You don't drift up into the outside and get into the quarter panel and see the 17 car there being kind and letting him go. JJ realizes he's faster, he's going to let him go. Take a look at this. It's Tony Furtado down to the inside. He's behind Dana Grover. Tony Furtado in that Valvoline sponsor machine. He's going to try to work his way back up to the front. He is right now in the 13th position, dealing with probably a little bit of damage here. Jesus Iglesias behind him in the 22nd position at Orange Crush sponsor machines. Excuse me, in the 14th position. Take that back. Craig Marzon in the 60 car. Leading the field is the 5 of Ricky Emerson is in P2. Take a look at our side-by-side view here out of the front of Ricky Emerson's machine at our race leader. Craig Marzon is the leader as Ricky Emerson trying to close in and get back by. Tony Furtado here making a pass on Dennis Uderchin. Uderchin in that 47 car up on the high side. Tony Furtado in the 9 down to the bottom side. Now gets by. Tony Furtado now picking up another spot. Jesus Iglesias is going to try to follow him through. Take a look at the back of Tony Furtado's machine. You see Jesus Iglesias in the 22 car backing off there and realizes that he doesn't want to get back up into that 9. They've already had a little bit of contact, I believe. 89 Dana Grover in this mix, and that Toyota back there in the Trax VR sponsor machine. Dana Grover in the 89 now battling Dennis Uderchin. Uderchin lets him go. The 89 car gets by, now picking up the 13th position. Dennis Uderchin back to 14th. Look at Gordon Carter here. He's shown 2 laps down in this 3X machine. One of our newer drivers here. Certainly not the show we meant to show anybody here tonight. We're definitely saying, hey, it's sort of an anomaly with a couple of races here being full of cautions. About Jim Willis in 53 and the 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. here battling out. Good side-by-side battle here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. on the inside in the 53. One of our Florida natives here, Jim Willis, in that Black Rifle Coffee Company sponsor machine. Holding on to the outside. It looks like that 91 car inching ahead just a little bit. A great battle. And that is a textbook way right there of racing each other. Look at this. This is exactly how you race side by side. Great job on both of those guys' part right there. That is an example for all the drivers here at HORL and how to drive each other. Great respectful driving. How about this? The 5 car and the 60 battling it out. The 5 go to the high side. The 60, Craig Marzon down on the inside line. Good side-by-side racing here. 5 car still pushing that outside. He's now back to the race lead. PlayStation sponsor machine. That Toyota back to the front. 60 car of Craig Marzon now back to P2. Franco Alvarez is in 3rd. Take a look at Sean Jacobs in the 24 car. He's running in the 5th position. As Archer Vieira running in P6. These guys starting to spread out a little bit now. This is what you want to see. Franco Alvarez now closing in on the 60 car. He's down to the inside. Using a little bit of draft. You do get a little bit of a draft here. Oh, the 60 car trying to do that crossover move. Craig Bearzon trying to go to the inside and get that spot back, but the 83, Franco Alvarez holding on. Now he sets his sights on that 5 car. Alvarez now in P2. Bearzon is in 3rd. Take a look at Archie Vieta here in the 4th car. He is running in the 6th position. Quiet night here for Archie Vieta. He's kind of kept that car out of trouble. That NASCAR BR sponsor machine. Got a lot of laps under his belt. I think we'll go back way back, back to around 2000. I don't know, somewhere around 2018, 19, and racing with him in some GT3 cars. And he won the race that I remember at the Oscherschleiben. This at 7X, Dan Chesmore and Tony Furtado battling it out. Good side-by-side racing here. Furtado there holding on to that spot in that Valvoline sponsored Camaro. Dan Chesmore in the 7X Toyota. He wants to get that spot. These guys have swapped positions a couple of times here, and 7X now back to the 11th position as Tony Furtado is in 10th. We'll start seeing some green flag pit stops here. Oh, I tell you what, Chesmore got a little bit squirrely. Take a look at Dan Chesmore here in the 7X car. Single file might have been the trick for these guys tonight. Maybe we should have started that off at the beginning of the race. Oh, no! Oh, there was some contact there coming down pit lane. The 9X and the 5, they got together. What the heck happened there? Thiago Gomez and Ricky Emerson got together. No caution flag, but the race leader, Ricky Emerson, coming down pit lane. Let's take a look at this. See right here, the 9X comes down, and maybe he didn't realize those guys were that the 5 was pitting. Neither one of that, and they got into one another there. Holy smokes! And no caution flag, but I think Gomez might have retired his machine. He might have gotten a penalty, but I think Gomez might have retired the 9X car. He does. Oh my heavens, man! Take a look at Franco Alvarez out of the lookout in front of his car at that action. Take a look at that. Here's Franco Alvarez. Look at that. There's contact right there between those guys. Alvarez getting by, but those guys got into one another coming down pit lane. Look at Preston Hassel's look at this situation. Right there, those guys getting together. He thought for sure there was going to be a caution flag. And then they got it figured out, but I think Thiago Gomez retired. There was contact. So maybe that could affect the outcome of that race. We'll take or the race. You see the 5 car now back out, and he is shown in the 15th position, 1 lap down. Franco Alvarez is the leader. Joined up here in the booth with Todd Robillard, watching the 83 car right now. Todd, there was a little shenanigans with the race leader as he came down pit lane. He and Thiago Gomez got together, so Ricky Emerson now down a lap. Looks like something going on with Todd Robillard's
No.
There we go. We got you.
All
We were
right.
just talking about there was a little shenanigans there. It looked like race leader coming down pit lane and got into Tiago Gomez. Those two guys got together.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. I didn't see either one of the guys call for their pit stop, so I don't know how either one of them knew that each other was pitting. I went back and looked at the chat log, but I didn't see anything. So hopefully it was just an honest mistake. This one.
Yep.
Okay.
Franco Alvarez.
This doesn't come over the broadcast, though.
Well, Franco Alvarez is the leader right now, Todd, and his Tire Pro sponsor machine about a second lead over Preston Hassel, and this guy just seems to find a way to get to the front.
He is very smooth. One of the best racers I've seen in a long time. He really puts the time in.
And I think Franco has that balance between knowing when to be aggressive, knowing when to be patient too. It looks like we have the 9 car indicating he's going to come down pit lane here. We'll take a look at him. So the 9 coming down pit lane, and this is where you got to be on point here, Todd.
Yeah, you really have to hit your marks on pit lane and get stopped quickly. Hopefully these guys come in with no damage to repair, because that really hangs them up in the pits.
So it looks like our race leader, Franco Alvarez, in the 83, now focused on him. He's coming down pit lane too. This could be a big one here, and he is a guy that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. We'll take a look at him and see how he does on his pit stop. What's the deal here? Are we going to look at 4 tires here on this stop, or what would you be doing here?
Yeah, you'd put 4 tires on at this point in the race. We've run so many green flag laps. It's 2 tires would just loosen the car up to a point you wouldn't be able to drive it, especially off of 2.
24 car, Sean Jacobs now the leader here, and he might be indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane here, I think, pretty soon. So the Western Auto sponsor machine getting some points for laps led here tonight. He does look like he is coming down pit lane. That's going to give the race lead to Arthur Vieira. This guy has, I'm going to tell you what, this guy seems to just be up front each and every week.
He always finds a way to get to the front. He's definitely a different class racer.
Didn't say much on the radio, and just no nonsense. He really doesn't get cause too many caution flags, and here he is on pit lane. See those brakes glowing there as he really gets on the binders to get that car down to pit road speed. Going to give the race lead to the 53 car. Jim Willis leading some laps here as the 83 of Franco Alvarez now goes around and gets a lap back. You got a situation. Guys are staying out a little bit longer. What's the positive and negatives here when you start thinking about someone who's staying out 4 or 5 laps longer than the rest of these guys?
Well, the positive could be that a caution comes out. Guys trying to get on and off pit lane and cause an incident, bring the yellow flag out. That would put you in a good spot. Would trap a lot of cars a lap down. And the negative is that you're giving up time to whoever the leader is with fresh tires. Every lap that goes by, you're looking at half a second to 3/4 of a second on track at speed. So best thing to do is get off, get new tires and get back out there as quick as you can. You don't want to give up all this time.
Jair Oliveira has gotten around Dennis Shudich, and JJ had to serve a penalty at the beginning of the race, but he has bounced back, now shown in P4.
Running very well. He's running a smart race tonight. He's staying off the radar.
Looked like we had a little shenanigans there with Dennis Udichin maybe, and take a look and see. There's been a little contact with some guys trying to get on pit lane. Doesn't seem to bring out a caution, so he gets that car pointed in the right direction. 47 car, Dennis Udichin racing from Ukraine. How about that? One of our great Ukrainian drivers.
Amazing to see him out here with everything going on.
One of the nicest guys out there on the track, too. I've raced with Dennis and some GP3 stuff, too. And this guy can flat out just drive anything, Indy cars. And here he is out here with a great-looking paint scheme with 47 car.
That is a good-looking car, and it is good to see him out here.
Jim Willis here leading a lot of laps in his 53 car, getting some laps left. Here we are, lap 94. And Ed Palumbo just behind him. Now, Ed Palumbo is shown in the 10th position. He's closing in on that 53, and I think this is probably going to be a pretty no-nonsense pass here as a 53 and the 54. Those guys have got a lot of laps together, know each other, know where each other's going to be on this track as well. We'll look at that 54, or excuse me, the 83 and the 5. Battling back here for the race lead at 83, holding that high line. It seems like that high line is really the place to be. You got to set up a pass pretty darn well to get by on the inside line.
A lot of times you have to pedal the car unless you have fresh tires, but once the tires get a little bit of wear on it, it's really tough to make a pass down low like that with a car to your outside. Depends on how much room the guy gives you. If you have most of the track, and then you can pull it off, but it's really hard to concentrate on just keep the car down there and get through the corner without breaking the rear tires loose.
Take a look at 24 here. Sean Jacobs, this Western Auto sponsor machine, battling with the 27 of Preston Hassel. Jacobs running in 7th, Preston Hassel running in the 6th position. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. up there in that mix as well. That's 5th, 6th, and 7th. Looking pretty solid here as a 24 in the 7th position. Take a look at Jesus Iglesias. He's running in P12 in the 22 car. Just behind him, well, Dana Grover running in the 13th position. Jesus is a lap down in the 12th position. Now, the first car 1 lap down in the lucky dog spot and actually about ready to, oh boy, they about got together there. That 17 car come off pit lane. And then the 9 had to take some evasive move, but now he is getting around the 53, unlapping himself. Oh, there's contact right there. The 9 car slid up into the 53 and got a little kiss right there. The 9 with a little kiss. Holy smokes, that got interesting. That got interesting. We got a battle here. Well, I would tell you we got a race leader here. Is the new race leader, or again to the race lead, is the 83 as now Jim Willis on pit lane. It looks like Jim Willis has come down pit lane here to take some service, so he led a lot of laps here. Do you think it's a little bit too little too late here for the 53? I mean, this guy's a smart racer here, but I think he stayed out maybe a little bit too long here. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe he did. He gave up a lot of time. He's going to end up probably a lap down after it's all done here. That was just, he was legging it out, but I give him credit. He stayed out there as long as he could. He must have had everybody else thinking as far as how deep we are into a run here, and he still hadn't pitted.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a gutsy move. Jim Willis is a pretty gutsy driver. Takes some gambles, and he's a smart driver. And who knows, it might end up working out in his favor. But Franco Alvarez, also a smart driver here. He has got a 2.5-second lead over Ricky Emerson. And when you got a lead over Ricky Emerson, a guy to that caliber, you've got something in the bag there.
Absolutely. We should watch some of the lap times here and see if he's going to make any time up on him. But I wouldn't want that 5 car pulling up on your back bumper, that's for sure.
And we're looking at a good battle here for P3. We've got Bardelli Jr. in third, Preston Hassel fourth, Sean Jacobs in fifth. And these guys, I tell you what, you could throw a blanket over the 3 of these guys right now.
It's a good close battle.
And you talk about a lot of talent there with the 3 of those guys. I mean, some of them, I'd say a little bit more aggressive than others, but they also know when to turn up the juice here when it's go time, and they're starting to close in on the 5.
Yeah, it appears that it is go time. These guys are getting with it here.
That's the Hassel to the inside.
It's a fun battle to watch.
This 27 car looks like he's flirting around with that below side, but there's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Here's the 24 staying on the high side. He might end up getting around this 27.
That is a hard pass to make right there.
What a battle there. The 91, the 27, and the 24. The 24 got way
These guys are
up
doing
the
a
track.
great job staying off of one another, that's for sure.
This is a great battle here as we're starting to close out the waning moments of this race. About 15 laps to go, 16 laps to go, as we got a great battle there for the 3rd position. And you could argue I'll tell you what, Bardelli Jr. way down to the inside. This is getting interesting. Bardelli Jr. goes down to the inside. What a great battle here with the 27, the 91, the 27. He's starting to work his way through. Oh, we got a yellow flag. We got a yellow flag here. Late race caution flag, and I think those guys might have just run out of patience.
Yeah, I'm watching the replay right now. I'm not really sure what happened.
We'll take a look and see what happened here. As a late race caution flag. Well, we had that long green flag run, and wow, this opens up a pretty interesting scenario. Take a look and see what happened. As he slides up the track. And then contact right there, it looked like the 91 might have come across that 24 car. Oh, and Iglesias gets caught in that. Take a look right here. This is a tight battle that's been waging for a while. The 91 maybe trying to slide into the gap there between the 24. And then Bardelli Jr. maybe a little bit loose. I don't know whether there was contact. And they come across the track, and Iglesias is going to get absolutely annihilated right there. Out of the back of Preston Hassel's machine. You see the slide up the track there, and then Bardelli Jr. goes across the 24. I think the car just broke loose on him is what I think. He went up to the high side and then kind of maybe a little bit of an overcorrection and might have come back across. We got some guys coming down pit lane. Look at this. The the Ricky Emerson is coming down pit lane. Bardelli Jr. on pit lane. Well, late race caution flag. It looked like Bardelli Jr. might have just lost the back end of that car and came across the nose of Sean Jacobs.
Yeah, that's what I took from that. It looked like he made a pretty aggressive move to get up in front of him, but then the back end of the car would not hold coming off of the corner. I'm sure there was, the tires being worn at that point. It's tough to keep it under you. Tony
Furtado's pit crew is absolutely letting him have it right now because he missed the entrance the first time by and now has to pit, and he's going to lose a ton of track position, I think, here late in this race.
Well, there's probably only going to be 7 or 8 laps when we go back to green here. He may... Oh, he is going to pit.
Yeah, he's on pit lane here to take some tires, and man, what a... I think he and the pit crew are going to have a conversation here at the end of this race. Iglesias is now the race leader in this 22 car. And he's coming down pit lane. He might have gotten the lucky dog. Not sure exactly what I'm seeing here.
He took a little bit of damage from that wreck there.
Well, our race leader now is that AMD Ryzen sponsored number 27 car, Preston Hassel.
Let's see if he can keep it up there. It should be a good run to the end here.
Sean Jacobs coming down pit lane, and maybe I don't know if he felt that he might have caused that caution flag and, drives down pit lane to start at the tail end of the line. Or it does look like he's in the 9th position, so maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's got a penalty. He's trying to get to the back of the field.
Go, go, go.
We're getting ready to go back to green. Here we go. We're back to green. Twenty-seven to the race lead here.
Yellow, yellow,
Rush.
yellow.
Got a yellow flag here. 27 car, the leader. Preston Hassel, the leader. Take a look and see what happened. It looked like maybe Jesus might have been involved in this. Take a look here as they're side by side. That 22 car going up to the high side. And then those guys get together. Looks like the 54 and the 22 get together. Squeezing the 54 into the wall. Board here with Ed Palumbo. He didn't have much room there, and it looked like the 22 squeezes him into the wall. Guys all getting together. And that's going to set up a scenario here for us. Interesting scenario. You got to set up an interesting scenario here. We've got an interesting scenario with this 27 and the 83. Both fast cars here. We got 5 laps to go. Looked like Iglesias might have squeezed that 54 car into the wall a little bit. Looked like both those guys retired their machine.
Should be very interesting on this restart. He's only going to have to hold off. Hassel's only going to hold off Franco Alvarez for maybe 2 or 3 laps here. Maybe he can pull it off.
The thing I was talking about a little bit earlier is a lot of what I see, at some of these tracks here as of late is that guys early in the run probably just being a little bit too aggressive. I mean, not letting the tires heat up, and they just don't have the grip to pull off some of those passes they're trying.
Yeah, I agree. And getting into a rhythm. A lot of these tracks, you run your best laps when you're not running around other cars. Best thing to do is just get away from everybody and run some laps down. Let the tires warm up. Hit all your marks. You get the best tire wear that way, the best fuel mileage.
Yeah, I think the other thing is you got to think about, you earn the respect of the drivers too when you don't put them in a position where they're going to get damaged or they have to drive out of their line or something like that. That stuff gets repaid to you when you're just patient and try to get around guys.
Of course, that's what being a smart racer is all about, knowing who you're racing with, and just remember how you get treated on the racetrack. If you can repay somebody for letting you get past, you do the same thing when you have the opportunity to do it to them.
Well, here we go, getting ready to go back green. And I think Preston Hassel has got to be, liking the fact that they're doing single file restarts here. These guys have not behaved very well early in the race. And that single file restart, I think, worked for the most part here. But now, late in the race, all bets are off, I think. So this 83 car definitely going to be aggressive. And here we go, back to green. We got now just 2 to go. 27, can he hold off the 83? 83 to the inside. Do you see that 4 and the 5 back there racing for the third position? Preston Hassel, can he hold off the 83 car? 27, Preston Hassel to the inside. Franco Alvarez is going to do one more charge. He's got to play a little defense too because the 4 car of Archivieta is in this mix. Preston Hassel to the 27 car, that AMD Rising Sponsor machine. Here we go. Home track for Preston Hassel, and he's going to take the victory here. Yes, he does. Preston Hassel gets the win. Franco Alvarez finishes in the second position. How about that? Home track for Preston Hassel, and he gets the win here at Richmond. Good to see Preston Hassel in victory lane. Well, congratulations to Preston getting the win here. See if we can't get a good screenshot of him. Well, Preston Hassel in the 27 car. He's going to celebrate a little bit. Hard to chase him around here to get a screenshot, I'll be honest with you. Every time they change position, the camera doesn't really behave. You got it. All right, screenshot, but nonetheless, we'll try another one. There we go. So congratulations to Preston Hassel on getting that win. So some shenanigans for Ricky Emerson did not turn out well for him. That coming down pit lane thing just seemed to set things into motion for him that did not turn out in his favor. But Preston Hassel got that car to the front when he needed to have it up there. And we'll see the final results here tonight. Preston Hassel gets the win. Franco Alvarez finishes in the second position. RGV out of third. Ricky Emerson finishes in fourth. Craig Marizan fifth. Tony Furtado finishes in the sixth position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in seventh. Jim Willis finishes in the eighth position. Dana Grover ninth. Jair Laveda finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in 11th will be Dennis Udichin. Dan Chesmore finishes in the 12th spot. Gary Carter finishes in 13th. Ed Palumbo 14th. Jesus Iglesias 15th. Sean Jacobs 16th. Gomez finishes in 17th. Valdo Spindola 18th. Paul Brown 19th. And Williams Thiago finishes in the 20th position. So congratulations to Preston Hassel. We'll see if we can't get him up in the booth with us. Getting a big win. All right, man, we're joined up here in the booth with Preston Hassel working his way to the front there toward the end of the race, and that 27 car was strong all night long. But, man, that last little run there with you guys had to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, that was a blast. I had no idea whether I could hold Franco off because he was almost untouchable through the race, but the only thing I knew to do was throughout the race is to pace myself and keep the tires managed, because it got loose no matter what, but tried to minimize it. And when that caution came out and I was like, oh, things are going to shake up, I had no idea I was going to end up in the front, but I beat him out of the pits with the 2-tire stop.
Well, it looked like, with the early caution flags, guys are just not really waiting for their tires to sort of heat up, get some heat in those tires, get the car underneath them. They were just taking a lot of risks there early on and creating a situation where you're just driving around under caution. And it seems like this season that has been mainly the problem that we've seen.
Yeah, a lot of people, some of the guys were, with the cold tires, and they were driving it in a little bit deeper than the person in front because you don't know when the person in front's actually braking at this track. I like to do light braking right to the middle, so I'm always on the brake till middle. So sometimes people dive in behind me, and people are just misjudging things. But we do have a good group here. It's just some people are just a little bit more aggressive than others.
I was saying that Studio 397, our motorsport games, has sort of changed the way that the real road is. Yeah, it's changed the feeling of these tracks. We've had alter setups and so forth, and maybe there's a little bit to blame there too. But guys, I think should probably take that into account and then just sort of back it up a little bit and turn it down a notch, so to speak.
Yeah, I think it's best that when we go to to each track to settle in. I mean, you don't have to be in front of the car in front of you until you get to the final end. I mean, you got to place yourself in good position, and to do that, you just got to tire management, good pit stops, and just keep a cool head.
And running some practice laps throughout the week, too. We put the servers up early, and I know you get in and get some practice and help with setups and so forth. And there's really no substitute for track time or seat time, as they say.
Definitely, because this week I spent multiple times, hundreds of laps just watching what that setup would do. And even tonight, I got in there and I drove it through a fuel run and just saw where the tires were, where my fuel was, and I knew about when it was going to get loose, so I knew how to back off and not get into the gas as quick.
Well, this is a home track for you, as I think I heard you talking in the practice session. Must feel good to get a win here at Richmond.
Oh, I've been wanting a win at Richmond. It's just that the guys that we have here are just so tough to beat. You don't pass these guys and you're going to earn it. And I felt bad for Paul getting out tonight because he's sort of been like a mentor to me with this track. Watched him a lot and raced with him. But yeah, it is a home track. I was born in Virginia. And my nephew as well. I'm sorry he wasn't here, but yeah, it feels good.
Well, next week we got a little gamble, so to speak. Las Vegas Motor Speedway. One of those cookie cutters. That's a high-speed track and going to be pretty racy. 100 laps there. How do you feel about that September 9th race?
I think I'm a top 5 car at least. Maybe place myself in position to win. It's just we have a lot of mile and a half plus drivers here that are really tough to beat. But I just hope to manage my tires and just keep my nose clean. A little bit of damage can really slow you up there.
And then just a little bit about that September 16th date on the schedule, Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Steve Freeze 250. I know that means a lot to you, and I think we're going to have a big field and hopefully a good race, 167 laps there. How do you feel about that race?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Steve Freeze Memorial. Like I've said before, he was a mentor to me as well from way back, and hated when we lost him. It was a big loss to me. I like Charlotte, and I think it's a great way to honor him because he likes Charlotte too, and it is a fun track. It's a little bumpy. You got to manage yourself. It's just going to be a track that really shows, brings out the driver in everybody, because you really got to get up in the wheel and drive that track.
Well, hey, enjoy. Good to see that AMD Ryzen-sponsored Ford Mustang in Victory Lane, and good luck to you next week and the rest of the season, and thanks for all the stuff you do here for us here at High Octane Racing League.
Thank you, Heath, and really appreciate all you're doing with High Octane and keeping it all going and stuff. It's really nice to be able to race here, and I really enjoy it. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, bud. Good luck. All right, that's Preston Hassel joining us up in the booth. And gets the big win at the home track, Richmond Raceway. How about that, huh? Don't forget, we got some IndyCars headed your way tomorrow night. It's race number 4 of the King of the Ovals series. We're taking the Saturday Night Thunder stock cars, and we're taking the NTT Indy cars. We're doing alternating weeks. Last week was the Texas Motor Speedway race in the stock cars. This week, Indy cars. We're going to crown the champion after 14 races, finishing up at Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the Indy cars. We're going to crown the champion in the King of the Ovals. Saturday night fun. Racing starts at 9:15 or so p.m., so 8 p.m. practice. Come on out and join us. It'll be live tomorrow on TurnLeftTV. That's the Indy cars at Texas Motor Speedway. And then on Sunday, we'll be back at it in the GT3 series, Hockenheim, the GP circuit. So that's going to be a fun one on Sunday. Racing starts at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Practice at 1. And the GT3 series is a great one, a fun one. Come on out and join us there in the GT3 cars. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. You're interested in an rFactor 2 server? Or how about hosting your website or your online store? EliteHostingUSA.com can provide you with a server or a website for your race league. Well, I want to say thank you so much for coming out here and watching us on TurnLeft TV. Appreciate you being here. Peace to everybody out there. Thanks to everybody for coming in. I think Zorro Child came in here, man. How about that? That's Ern and Geo joining us in the chat session. Good to see him out here, and we'd like to see him back out and racing with us in rFactor 2. I know he's been doing some iRacing, but always good to see Ernan out here in the chat session. Again, peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's enjoying their holiday weekend, and be cool. Thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Share my videos with all your friends, and treat each other kindly. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next week here on TurnLeftTV. Actually, we'll see you tomorrow on TurnLeftTV. Come on out and join us for the chat session. Thanks so much for coming in. We'll take it easy. I'll see you later, and I am out of here.